Hey there, it's CJ Willie, and I'm cracking a pack. Today I'm back with pack number 8 in my 1987 Donruss Wax Packed Mustard Rookie Card Chase. I've included the link to the video when I cracked the very first pack, and in that video I explain what I'm chasing. I've also created this nifty checklist to show what we've pulled as we crack all these mustard packs. As usual, after I crack the pack, I'm going to choose the best card out of the pack. Doesn't mean it has to be a rookie, superstar, or Hall of Famer. It can be a funny photo, something interesting about the player, or maybe some memory I had of the player from back in the 1980s. So we've been able to mark off a few of these. Bo Jackson, Mark McGuire, Barry Larkin that I forgot to put on the sheet, and Pete Incaviglia. So hopefully we'll pull some more cool rookies out of this pack. Been following. I've been able to pull quite a few Mark McGuires. I mean, these didn't come out of a box. As I've explained before, I got them as a big lot of, loose wax packs. So, got them a little bit cheaper than you normally would if you're buying them, from a wax box. Okay, so let's get to cracking these. All right, so our Roberto Clemente puzzle piece. Got his face on there. All right, starting off with Billy Joe Robideau. So he came up and was supposed to be the replacement for Cecil Cooper for the Brewers. A power hitting first baseman. Wasn't a great fielder, so he spent a little bit of time as DH. Nope, he didn't have much of a major league career because he just couldn't make contact with baseball. All right, next one, Orel Hershiser, the Bulldog. So came up as the Dodgers. I think in one of my previous packs, it may have been on the 1990 Top Cello, I talked about how he almost became a Texas Ranger. Was going to be involved in a blockbuster trade early on in his Dodger career for Jim Sundberg. The only snag, Jim Sundberg couldn't negotiate a contract extension with the Dodgers if he was traded to them. The rest is history. Orel Hershiser went on to have a fantastic career. Borderline Hall of Famer. Ralph Bryant came up as a prospect with the Dodgers. Didn't really do much, and I don't remember too much about his career. Rob Murphy spent a number of years as a lefty specialist. That's about it for Rob Murphy. Steve Lombardozzi, he came up with the Twins, if I remember right. May have been with the Expos, but he was supposed to be like their next second baseman. That too didn't really happen. Eventually, Chuck Knobloch came up and became a fixture as a second baseman for the Twins. Lombardozzi got a ring with the Twins in their 1987 World Series win over the Cardinals. Dave Schmidt, starting pitcher, bounced around the major leagues for a little bit. Orioles, Rangers, White Sox. I always thought he was the brother of Michael Schmidt, but you can have, as a kid, I always thought that, but, obviously you can have people with the same last name that aren't related. Hall of Famer Eddie Murray. Eddie Murray, I think, is an underrated Hall of Famer. He was a switch hitter, had over 3,000 hits in his career and over 500 home runs in his career. I don't think he gets a lot of respect or recognition, but he is one of a very, very few group of players who has over 3,000 hits, 500 home runs, and he was a big RBI guy in his day. Spent the vast majority of his career at the Orioles, later on Dodgers and Indians. Eric Bell is our rated rookie. Came up with the Orioles. I don't remember too much about Eric Bell. He may have bounced around for a little bit, but he obviously wasn't the star that he was as a rated rookie. Oddibe McDowell. This photo always creeps me out. If you look really close, you can barely see his face. It's like it's really color washed. And it just happens to be his face, nothing else. I wonder if there's overexposure with maybe sunlight. Not entirely sure. Eric Davis is our Diamond Kings. As I've said in previous packs, I really like the Diamond King subset. I was bummed in, I think it was 92 when they moved it out of a subset into an insert. And you could only get about 4 of the 28 or 30 inserts per box. Horrible move by Diamond Kings. Eric Davis, if he could have stayed healthy, Hall of Fame career, but he just couldn't keep healthy. Danny Darwin is one that always on his cards looks older than he appears to be. Pitched for a number of years, really stretched out his major league career. If you look at the back of his card, yeah, born in 1955, so he would have been around 31 here. If you look at the front of his card, I mean, a lot of his cards, it looked like he was just in his 40s or 50s. Pretty much an average, 500 pitcher for his career. Later on in his career with the Astros, he became an all-star and had a little bit more success. Charlie Moore came up as a catcher at the Brewers, spent some time as an outfielder as well. Bob Melvin, so manager for a number of teams, the A's. I know he's managed, I think, the Diamondbacks as well. Early on, he was a Giants catcher. Shared time with another future manager, Bob Brenly. Dave Winfield, so our second Hall of Famer in the pack. Winfield had a long historic career with the Padres, then to the Yankees, signed one of the biggest contracts. I think it was a $10 million or a 10-year contract for like $20 million, I want to say. Moved on to the Angels and then finished out his career with the Blue Jays and Twins. Got a World Series ring with the Blue Jays, finally after years of not making it with the Yankees. And then our final card in the pack is Ray Knight with a really, really creased corner here and a ding down at the bottom. I didn't check some of these previous ones. Yeah, it looks like Winfield's got a little bit of it. What about, yeah, a little bit with Bob Melvin. On some of these loose packs, I think they were jostled around and definitely had some dings on them. Ray Knight, my memory of Ray Knight is always going to be with the New York Mets in the 86 World Series. So this is the 87 Donruss, features the 86 season. This is the year that the Mets overcame the Red Sox and beat them. Ray Knight, I believe, if I remember correctly, was the runner on second base when Mookie Wilson hit the ground ball and Bill Buckner couldn't field it. Knight came all the way around from second to score, and the rest is history, as they say. So my favorite card, or best card out of the pack, I think I'm going to choose Eric Davis for a couple of reasons. One, I love the Diamond King subset, one of my favorite subsets. The other thing that I really liked about it is Eric Davis was going to have a lights-out career. Early on in his career, he was a 30-30 guy, so 30 home runs, 30 steals. He could hit, he could field, he could run. Just had a track that was going to take him to the Hall of Fame. Was part of the 1990 World Series winning Reds team. And eventually what happened to him is his body couldn't hold up. Even early on in his career with the Reds, he suffered, a bunch of ailments, leg injuries, wrist injuries, you name it. He spent time on the, injured list now, back then disabled list, at least a handful of games every year. Eventually reunited in L.A. with his, childhood friend, Dale Strawberry. They both were a part of a Dodgers team that was just awful during the 90s. Bounced around. Even at one point suffered from cancer, recovered, played all the way until about 2000. So he was able to get in about 16, 17-year career, but he wasn't able to reach that superstardom that, would push him into the Hall of Fame. Well, hope you enjoyed the video. If you did like it, please subscribe and share. Also share with me in the comments what your favorite card or what you thought was the best card of the pack. Until next time when I crack the next yellow pack of 1987 Donruss goodness in my mustard rookie card chase.